Talk to me about marriage and kids, because I mean, it seems like your um, best material or the stuff that people seem to recognize you for the most is sort of like built around that family dynamic, the traditional
Yeah.
conservative, like the tradcon sort of values. Talk about the expectations that you had as a man getting into marriage versus the reality of what you experienced once you were in it, and then the kids started to arrive.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard thing, it was a challenge because I really didn't have a model. You know,
Okay.
I didn't know what a good marriage looked like. I didn't know what a good relationship looked like. I kind of always felt, especially now as I have a father, I'm a father of four. I've always felt like I've been a father at heart
Hmm.
in a way, like maybe old for my years, and I feel like even just now I'm coming into it for myself. But yeah, I never had an example of what it was supposed to look like and how a husband honors his wife and raises his children. I just didn't see that. So I struggled, as evidenced by the separation I had with my wife. Um, man, I struggled, and it was a challenge and it was a chore. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I'm trying to lead my family and I'm trying to grow this business and I don't know how to do this. And I was losing my cool and calm and patience. I call it losing your frame. Like I had no not even I didn't even lose my frame. I had no frame
Hmm.
whatsoever. And so I had to build that. And when I started to build that for myself is where the marriage changed because I mean, let's be real. That's what a woman generally, I think, not always, not exclusively, but generally, a woman's looking for a man with a frame, with some balls, somebody who's going to lead them in a masculine way. And I didn't have it. And
Hmm.
that's why my wife responded the way she did and the way that she responds now to the way I lead.
So, so when you use the word frame, I think I understand it the same way that you use it. In every relationship, there's a frame of the guy and there's a frame of the woman. And generally speaking, whoever enters the other person's frame becomes the leader in that relationship. I think for the most part today, it seems like most guys enter the woman's frame. And like I see content out there now around female led relationships. Like there's actually like social media sites and there's blogs that are built around this now where it's like they encourage women to make like men less so they can become more, and then the man enters their frame and sort of like serves them. The man puts her up on a
Yeah.
pedestal. Did you ever do that? Like that's not how your marriage runs right now. Like it sounds like she's in your frame.
Yeah, I would say that. And I don't know if I ever went into her frame the way that you're explaining it necessarily, but what you're saying makes sense. I haven't heard it described that way. But as you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that makes sense because as a young man who doesn't have a dad in his life, whose frame are you in? Well, you're in your mother's frame.
Hmm.
She leads everything. She makes all the decisions. She makes the financial decisions. She tells you when to eat, what to eat, like everything, right? And so if you've never had that masculine presence where you have a father who's not telling you to like, I don't want my boys, I have three boys and a girl. I don't want my boys to perpetually live under my thumb. Like I want them to go out. Like my son the other day, he got mad about something and I saw it in his eyes and he challenged me, like not physically, but he challenged me in a way I hadn't seen before. He's almost 14 now. And I'm like, this is good. This is what I want.
Hmm.
Like now look, you're gonna challenge me in my house. Like I'm gonna win that battle all day long. But this is a healthy behavior. I want to see this in you.
Hmm.
But a boy who doesn't have that is always gonna be under the wing of his mother. And so when he leaves the nest and he's out on his own, he's like, oh, he's lost, he's confused, he's scared. And so he finds a woman who has the same frame as his mother, and then he becomes her child, And so I think what you're saying is pretty accurate, although I'd never heard it explained that way. It makes sense.
Yeah. Um, Dude as Desi has a question for you. He says, "What's the best way to beat out decades of betatization?"
You gotta spend time with other men. Like you have to do masculine things and you have to be around those kind of men that you want to be around. Because when I spend time with other men, they're not beta type men. They're strong, courageous, bold, assertive, convicted men. And I learn from them what that looks like. And we do masculine activities.
Mm.
And And so we spend time in the wilderness together. We push each other. We do jujitsu together. We try to beat each other up in a controlled environment, of course. So that changes you.
Hmm.
That's the great thing about it, is that you can learn. I have a lot of guys will reach out and they'll say, "Hey, I didn't have a dad in my life, and I don't know how to be a man. So like, what do I do now?" Well, like, it's not too late. You just need what you needed 20 years ago. You just do it now.
Yeah.
You might be behind the eight ball a little bit, but okay.
One of the
So
first
what's
things
the
I tell
alternative? Do
guys to
nothing?
do is to join a dojo and start fighting.
For sure. 100%.
Right.
100%. Let me give you an example. I'm not going to like say names or anything here, and I'll just try to be pretty general here. But like I've trained jujitsu, and when another man puts his hands on you and grabs you, you can tell a lot about that individual immediately, right?
Hmm.
And I've been training with a couple of guys who have just got it started, and they grab you, and it's almost like feminine in a way when they put their hands on you, and it's like, hey man. And I told somebody the other day, I'm like grab me like you mean it, like violently grab me.
Hmm.
And he had a hard time doing that. And I don't know his situation. I'm jumping to conclusions here, but I think generally you can see a lot about the way that a man asserts himself, especially in that physically heavy environment.
Yeah, they'll come away with a nice lesson when you fold them into a pretzel in their clothing and send them home, right?
Or they might run away and cower and never come back. Like, that's up to them,
Yeah.
and I like to see the guy just like I was, who's like, oh shit, I never want that to happen to me again. That when I started training jiu-jitsu, I got beat up, I got banged up, and I didn't run away. I was like, I got to figure that out, because there's no man who should ever be able to do that to me again.
Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that short clip. If you did, consider supporting the creation of content by checking out my supplement line. Pinned in the top comment below of this video in the comments, there's a link to theunpluggedalpha.com/shop. When you click through, you'll be able to land over here, and the entire lineup is broken down by category that it performs best in: estrogen metabolism, fat burning, your foundational essentials for health, immune health, performance, and testosterone support. If you check out with coupon code ALPHA10, you'll get 10% off on your first order. There's also the option to use the subscribe and save model, where regular shipments will be sent over to you on a regular basis, and that gives you a little bit of a discount, and your supplement facts are always broken down over here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And again, check out that link. It's pinned in the top comment below in this video. Peace out.